over 4 feet long.
Oh, big one.
We see gators on the river, sometimes as small as 7 inches, sometimes as large as 12 feet.
Took a picture of old Joe and it said make an entire matching set of luggage.
You have arrived, and now you're in the middle of the real Florida. By that we mean the natural and the undisturbed Florida. One of the missions of this park is to preserve this special place for future generations to come and enjoy. In front of the boat, the dark feathered bird in the water is a cormorant, double-crested cormorant, another fish-eating bird. Kind of difficult to see, it's pretty well camouflaged. On the left, there's another alligator in the wetland vegetation I'm pointing to on the left. Downriver, I see an anhinga with a fish speared on the end of its bill. See it? Probably a small brim. The anhingas do actually spear fish. Only bird I know of that catches fish while swimming underwater by spearing them.
The fish jumped
Yeah.
away to the left, pointed out.
This Wakulla River is 9 miles long. It flows into a second river, the St. Mark's River. The combined flow of both rivers empties into the Gulf of Mexico next to the St. Mark's National Wildlife Refuge, 14 miles downstream. The jumping fish on the left, you jump twice, are mullet.
That's what I thought.
It's very tasty.
Locally, most people are very satisfied when a mullet lands on their dinner plate. Tour guides for years been saying nothing's quite so fine as a plate of fried mullet, cheese grits, coleslaw, and a tall glass of sweet iced tea. Yes, yes. And that partially explains why so many of the boat tour drivers are kind of round across the middle.
Catch one of those, just reach out there. Boom, got it.
Catch of the day.
Yeah.
Now the really hard question to answer is, why do the mullet jump out of the water and sail through the air? The best science-based explanation that I've heard of is mullet feed on the bottom. They eat decaying plant and animal material. So debris gets lodged in their gill system. That is when the mullet jumps out of the water and sails through the air, lands on its side to dislodge debris from their gill system. But that's just a theory. Only the mullet knows why the mullet jumps. I like the explanation of the mullet jumping. They jump for the joy of being here at Wakulla Springs. Such a cool and awesome place.
हमारे भी बना दें.
You'll see you in the front.
Don't forget to look down into the water. We have 40 different kinds of freshwater fish that call the river and the spring their home. school of mullet on the right-hand side, paralleling the boat, swimming upstream. Mullet are actually categorized as a marine fish because they spawn offshore in the Gulf of Mexico. The mullet can tolerate the full range of salinities all the way from totally fresh to totally salt. Not many fish can do that. The pine-toed grebe on the left-hand side. Excellent swimmer and diver. Nice. You people on the left, me and Hinga swimming in the water. About 8 feet away from the boat, swimming away from the boat. Here's a little blue heron doing some complaining on the left-hand side. One of the few birds that has any purple hue to its feathers, purple feathers on its head and neck. Ooh, I see a manatee just surfaced in front of the boat. Oh, about 11 o'clock in front of us, which means ahead of us slightly to the left. So I got the boat in neutral. We're just drifting down the river.
Sorry.
Keep your eyes peeled on the left-hand side. He's going to go by on the left.
Yeah. Look for it. All right.
Manatee on the left, right beside the boat.
I didn't take a picture. I was too excited.
Manatees are air-breathing, plant-eating mammals. They come to the surface to get a breath of air every 3 to 5 minutes during normal activity.
Wow.
Juvenile little blue heron on the right-hand side took flight, replaced by the white ibis. White ibis on the right with a long red downward curved bill.
I don't know my God.
बना
All
ले
right, we're back in
तस्वीर
the
बना ले
forward motion
तस्वीर एक
again.
बना ले
Kiski.
मेरी है
From time to time you see white fragments on the bottom of the river. Those are pieces of our freshwater shellfish.
That's one.
We have
I like it.
clams, mussels, and snails that live in the river, all freshwater.
It's good when you're in a boat.
Up in front of us on the left-hand shoreline, we have our shell station.
इधर आओ ये
log.
वीडियो बना रही
I
है
can make out from here
वीडियो बन रही है
2 large-sized turtles.
इधर तस्वीर आपने बनानी है ऑलरेडी वीडियो बन रही है तस्वीर बनानी है तो ये दबानी है ठीक क्या करो मैं भी बना ले इधर उधर से तस्वीर बड़ी अच्छी बन रही है
Tampa Bay.
Debbie, you should be able to see through that opening. See the big ones, big turtles?
अंधेरा आ रहा है अंधेरा है नहीं अंधेरा है बिल्कुल देख ले बाकी अंधेरा है ना It's too dark.
So we've come about a mile down the river, about a third of the way through the boat tour. There, take a left-hand turn into the channel. Begin the longer loop back up towards the spring.
So this goes all the way down to the Gulf, to the ocean. But we're not going.
Okay.
15 miles.
15 miles to the ocean.
So
You see that bird up there?
in front of us, slightly to the left, there's a manatee sleeping on the bottom. In front of us, about 20 feet away, manatee sleeping on the bottom. Kind of hard to see.
Tarp right underneath. See. On the bottom. Right there.
Right
He's
there.
moving it.
Right there.
Okay, yeah.
Just a little bit.
It's not very big.
Like a bug.
So, for the time being, so that I can see how to navigate into this channel, there's a bar sticking out on the right-hand side that is too shallow for the motor. I'm going to ask everybody to sit down for a moment. As soon as I feel good about the direction that the boat is going, I'll give you the okay to stand up again.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you very much, by the way, for sitting down.
Sounds like he's gonna work a little bit harder to get through this.
Okay, you're good to stand up if you want. The manatees sometimes sleep in the still water of this channel. When they're sleeping, they can stay underwater for as long as 20 minutes between her breath.
yeah, that alligator. That.
Now, from time to time, you may have noticed what look like little white bugs on the surface of the water. Those are whirligig beetles. I managed to talk about them at a time when I can't see any around them. When I started talking, they were all around the boat. Whirligig beetles are small predatory insects. They're actually black in color. The beetles have a shiny black carapace on top. It reflects the sun, so even though they're black, they oftentimes look white in color.
This channel is where a lot of the movies were made. A lot of the films were shot right through this and all the way up.
There's some on the right-hand side now in view.
Which movie you were talking about earlier? Tarzan. It was from here.
Yes.
From here.
Nature always amazes me.
So the
The
Tarzan was
eyes
filmed
of a
here
whirligig beetle
in these
are similar
jungles.
to our bifocal eyeglasses. So the bottom half of their eye is adapted to look down into the water, and then the top half of their eye up into the sky. We think we're so smart. In front of us, the bird in the water swimming over to the left-hand shoreline, gray bird with a bright red beak, is the common gallinule. The birders changed the name of the bird from common moorhen to common gallinule. It has a variety of vocalizations, including one call that to most people sounds like a laughing monkey. So its call was recorded in the background of the Johnny Weissmuller Tarzan movies made here. Oh, on the right-hand side, there's an adult gallinule with two little chicks. So the adult will drop little particles of plant into the open mouths of the chicks, and a swallowtail butterfly feeding on that purple flower, the pickerel weed. So we have turtles coming in all sizes. There's a little turtle up out of the water right in front of the tree on the right. Little guy, about the palm of your hand. Little swanee cooter turtle. Just like the sea turtles, these cooters come out of the water, walk up the shoreline, find a sandy spot to dig a hole to lay their eggs in. These cooters have an interesting behavior. A lot of times they'll dig 3 holes to fool the predators. Raccoons and possums will go to the 2 false holes, find no eggs, and leave. They lay most of their eggs in the larger center hole.
There's a big alligator.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to back up a little bit. Try to stop and back up. Let's see how that goes. We've got a headwind, that'll help, and the current will cause us to go back. So I'm backing up to give you a view of an alligator in the sun on the right-hand side. I can see him right here. There's a little pathway. You'll be able to see him in just a moment. So an alligator resting up out of the water in the sun like that one is regulating its internal body temperature. They're cold-blooded reptiles, so they cannot shiver like we do to warm up. Water temperature is 69 degrees, pretty cold for animals to stay in for very long. So the alligator will find a spot on the shoreline in the sun, rest a while, and warm up. That's how he maintains his internal body temperature. My background is in biology, and I'm a huge fan of wetlands. There's wetlands on both sides of the road now, very different types of wetlands. On the left-hand side,
वीडियो बना रहा हूँ इसमें थोड़ा सा हम भी आ जाए क्या करूँ अच्छा है ना इसमें
have little air pockets in them, so when they fall into the water, they float. And that is consistent with Moses in the bulrush. This is the same plant in a different river. Alligator on the right, head up out of the water, body attached to
the big one.
Right hand side. So alligators, when they hatch out of a shell, are about 7 inches long. They grow about 1 foot per year. At 6 feet long, at maturity, they start to get thick across the middle and don't increase in length as rapidly afterwards. Alligators are top of the food chain here on the river. They eat birds, fish, turtles, frogs, snakes. The larger alligators even eat the smaller alligators. Yes. Occasionally we'll see the big bull alligator out in the middle of the river with a full-grown white-tailed deer in its jaws. So I have a high respect for alligators.
I'm making a video. It's more than 20 minutes.
You like this place?
Yeah, very much.
Let's say if you're attacked by a shark, that doesn't work.
Many artifacts of the Native Americans who lived along the river have been recovered in the park, including arrowheads, spear points, pottery shards, and a variety of bone and stone tools. This must have been a paradise for the Native Americans who lived here. Abundant fresh water to drink, deer, crayfish, fish, shellfish, squirrel to eat. The research scuba divers that have explored our caves have retrieved bones of Ice Age animals from the caves in the spring, including mastodons and camels. During the low sea level period, Florida was like the grassland savannas of Africa are now. Camels once roamed the uplands of Florida.
Bob, smile for smile.
There's an alligator draped over the cypress knees in front of us on the left. And on the right-hand side is a 500-year-old ball cypress tree. This 500-year-old tree is set back about 15 feet from the water on the right. The forester used a manual device, an auger, to take a plug of wood out of the trunk of the tree to the center so the forester could non-destructively count the annual tree rings in the plug of wood. Little blue heron on the left-hand side of the cypress tree, about 4 feet up. Swallowtail butterfly just flew through the boat, right through the boat to the other side at the stern here. Very nice. good view here on the right-hand side, close to the boat of the red-beaked common gallinule, talking to itself, nibbling on the plants.
There's an alligator right there.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by the cypress tree on the left-hand side. Closest tree to us has more air than wood underneath its trunk, yet somehow still standing. Each spring season sprouts a new green needle. That's got to be on the right-hand side, perched about 3 feet above the wetlands in a tree is a very very unusual bird, yellow-crowned night heron on the right-hand side. These birds nest in the back channel up ahead of us on the boat tour in March and April. Yellow-crowned night heron. This bird, I think, is asleep with its eyes open. I do that sometimes.
You can't find us because we're on the boat. Could you swim to us?
सामने turtles
night
हैं.
heron.
Come on. We're on our way back. We shouldn't be long, but we're on the boat.
Over on the left-hand side, there's a cormorant. Left-hand side, there's a cormorant with its wings spread, drying its feathers.
If you go,
Neither the cormorant nor the Indian could have
buy your ticket.
waterproofing in their
There's a
feathers.
sidewalk that goes
So
in front of
when
the
they're
water.
swimming underwater,
Butt it up to that
catching
sidewalk,
fish,
you'll see
their feathers get
strands. One
soaked,
that's got, like, pink
and they get quite
circles,
cold.
And then there's a one that's like wool that goes up on the back of the couch. That's where we're at. It says grandma. And it says grandma? Yeah, it says grandma on it, okay? That's where we're sitting.
We'll be sure.
Okay, but we're on our way back. We've already turned around, so it shouldn't be long.
There's a gator on the right-hand side.
There's
There's a sleuth. Got an eye out for you. Nice. The white flowers in front of us on the right with the flat heads, the white flowers with the flat heads, they resemble Queen Anne's lace. They are in fact water hemlock, a plant that's poisonous to humans if we were to eat any part of it. You may remember Socrates was put to death by having to drink a potion made of hemlock. Manatee on the left, just surfaced, nose up out of the water. As you can see, manatees have a tail oriented more like whales than fish, horizontal whale tail. That manatee on the left has a white scar, probably made by a boat.
There. ये जो है पानी में नहीं दिख रहे, पानी में सफेद जो है वाइट. ये जो वाइट है पानी. हाँ. The big one.
You see the largest number of manatees here during the winter season when they use the springs and rivers as water refuge. In the winter, it's not uncommon to see 40 manatees on the boat tour. Right?
Right there with that ring.
Ah,
Now, as a biologist, I don't feel guilty trashing biologists. Some of the time, they come up with the craziest things. They say that the closest living relative to manatees are elephants. Well, okay, sure. We're going to leave the open river behind for a while and head up this narrower back channel. And all along the shorelines for quite a distance is a pristine floodplain swamp, the wildest of the park's 11 natural communities. After local rainfall, the flow of water out of the spring increases dramatically.
Up here is where they shot the Tarzan movie on this channel.
okay, this one.
After a big storm, several times the river has risen so high that it's entered the building where you purchase your tickets. So during high water flows into the swamps. It's been dry recently. Localized thunderstorms haven't provided that much water to the regions. So now the swamps, especially on the right-hand side, are mostly drained of water. Coming up on the right-hand shoreline in front of us, got some bright red cardinal flowers that have attracted